Am I the asshole for not letting my nephew use my car for prom, but said I might let his sister use it? I, 32M, have a nephew Josh, 18M, and a niece Sarah, 16F, and this argument came up when visiting my sister. My car is a very modified classic car, a 72 Challenger with a modern motor swap, 6-speed manual, and more mods putting out over 1,000 horsepower. It is not a beginner driver-friendly car. Josh didn't get his license until 3 months ago, and I am pretty sure he fubbed numbers to take the test for the 3rd time. I have seen him drive once, and even offered to ride with him before to help pump his hours up, and to continue to drive so he can feel more comfortable. Sarah goes to car shows with me, and has a modified Miata that she drives everywhere. She got her license 2 weeks after turning 16, and has had it for 8 months now. She drove with me every day after getting her permit, and just has that drive to drive. Before anyone says I have my favorite, Josh and I game every night, and I built him a custom PC for getting honor roll. He is amazing at tech, loves gaming, and if he decides to continue, I will be paying for his college, and will offer him a job at my business, which offers specialized tech services. I have told both of them the dollar amounts I have saved up that will be for them for the future. If they want to use it for school, training, down payment on a house, travel, it will be theirs as long as they can tell me they have a plan. I bought both of them their first cars after they got their licenses, and try to keep everything as close to fair as I can with them. I was over for dinner and Josh said he can't wait for prom, and was asking if he could use my car to drive his date. I told him I was not comfortable with him driving my car, and that I would gladly drive him and his date, and even wear a suit and funny hat to be his driver. He threw a fit and said that I would let Sarah take the car if she asked. I said if she kept driving and showing the control she has, I would consider it. I told him I feel he has not been driving long enough to be able to control this car, and that I would be worried for his and his date's safety. I also told him I would trust him with my PC, before I'd even let Sarah play The Sims on it, and it's just how they are different people with different interests. My sister said I should have just said no, but I have always told them I will never lie to them and explain myself why, because they are almost adults and deserve to hear the truth. I won't be rude to them, however. He has since not played games with me, and not responded to my text. His father says I am TAH, my sister said I should have just said no, but now should just let him use the car. Sarah says she would be scared to drive the car. Our parents said I should have just said no. Ida? My parents returned from snowbirding, and so, we decided that they would use my house to host Mother's Day. I won't go into detail, but after being told this, I made a nice dinner for my family and had everyone over. I tried to talk with Josh, but he was still obviously upset that I did not change my mind to let him use the car. At one point while hosting outside, I hear a thunk, and Josh's dad gets a smirk on his face. Sarah goes pale and just mutters that he didn't. The family goes to see what the source of the noise was, and finds Josh putting a bat away, and a very obvious dent in my fender. A wave of calm comes over me, and I know exactly what to do. Get in, I tell him, firmly. After a minute of this, he hops in the passenger seat, and I take off. For legal reasons, I will not explain exactly how I drove my car, but the Happened in Mexico crew would be proud. After we get back to my house, he is pale, and I need a new set of tires. My sister yells at me that I could have killed him. His father is quietly drinking my beer, and my dad is trying to help Josh walk, with the adrenaline pumping through him. Sarah mutters, "I told you so," as I tell my sister that she and her husband have to pay to fix my fender, or else I will get the authorities involved. My mother is crying upset, and the day was ruined as people packed up and left, and more words were said yelled. Currently, the car I bought for Josh is sitting in my driveway. I have already fixed my fender and sent a bill to my sister, who told me to shove it, and that family doesn't treat family this way. I have called my buddy who is the local sheriff, and can have charges pressed. I do have video footage of him willfully damaging my property, however. Josh apologized for everything. The drive was the wake-up call he needed, and said he would get a job to pay for fixing my car, even though his mother has told him it's my problem to deal with. He said he was being a stupid kid and needed to grow up. I told him on top of fixing the car, he now gets to take Sarah's place of cleaning my work building and garage. His car is now just my car again, and he needs to figure out all the rides he needs to keep everyone happy. He told me to come get the PC I built him, but I told him to hold on to it for now. The bill. A little over $2,000. Luckily I had the car painted last year, and still had some mixed paint without the hardener in it. Worked the dent out, replaced the fender brace, replaced the inner fender, replaced that portion of the stiffening kit, and had the fender repainted and feathered into the surrounding body panels. Vintage cars are not cheap to work on. There has also been an incident involving Sarah, 100% not her fault, and so she is staying with me until things can get figured out. That will be posted elsewhere. 2 months before she turned 17, my monster of a sister and Bill kicked their daughter out of their home. Backstory, or else I will just rant about how evil that family is. I got home from working late one Friday, and having worked 12 hours that day was ready for dinner and to go to bed. As I am cooking, my phone rings to a number I don't recognize, so I put on my owner of the business voice and answer with my usual greeting, only to hear sobs and "Uncle, can you come get me? I can't go home." When I tell you I threw my pan in the sink and took off. I get to the gas station down the street from sister's house, and there is Sarah, looking like she was halfway to death. I hug her, get her to calm down a bit, get her into my truck, and we go back to my house. We get home, and ask her for as much info as she wants to tell me. She just wants to go to bed. Sure, is she okay? Does she need hospital or police, anything? No, just sleep. The next day my sister calls me, and verbatim, "Sis, hey double, have you heard yet?" Mia, no? Is this about Sarah? Sis, yeah, Bil cousin, caught her and Sarah's friend, at, public area close by that identifies me, and they were all over each other. Me, hard to see her doing that in public. Bu dashed. Sis, heavy kissing, double, making out, being a little whore. Me, sis, it's natural people kiss, is that why deshe? Sis, we kicked that skank out, we didn't rice dashed. I hung up the phone. Let me tell you, I was seeing red and ready to roll. Anyone who knows me and can guess by my responses, knows I like to have a plan. I like to think ahead. I need to have my next steps ready. First step, I called my sheriff friend, told him what I knew so far, so no, I am not harboring a runaway. Next step, called the local PD, talked to the captain, who told me there was nothing he could do till her parents called them and reported her as a runaway, or Sarah calls them and reports she has been kicked out. In his words, where she is so close to adulthood, it would not be resolved before she is 18. Last, wait for Sarah to wake up. She didn't get up till late, and honestly looked like she hadn't slept. I asked her if she wanted a hug. She nodded and cried. I have never seen her so upset, and thinking about it again breaks my heart. When she started to calm down and feel better, I told her flat out, "Sarah, I love you and accept you. Your mother called me and told me a bit about what's going on. I don't care what she has to say. As long as you are safe and happy, that's all I care about." She cried again and hugged me tighter. Now for her side of the story. She and friend were hanging out at the location, just having a good time. At one point they were sitting and eating food, laughing and joking, and then they kissed. According to her, it was more than a peck, but not all over each other or anything. After they were done hanging out, Sarah dropped her off and went home. The second she walked through the door, there were her parents just down her throat. Apparently, the cousin of Bil sent a photo to their family group chat with a message basically saying, "Hey, Bil, is this how you are raising your kids?" A lot of yelling, a lot of tears. They told her that she needed to give up her phone, pack a bag and go live with her friend if she wants that lifestyle. Well, as soon as Sarah left, they sent the photo to the friend's parents and called them. They weren't happy, and said she wasn't welcome there. She went to the gas station, called me, and here we are. Aftermath, called my lawyer, got him to give me some info for family lawyers in the area. Sister has sent me text after text and call after call to get Sarah to do some really unthinkable things if she wants to get home. Sister has all but admitted to kicking Sarah out for not being straight. We worked with the family lawyer to get an emergency protective order and worked with CPS to try and give me temporary custody. Sister tried to claim she ran away from home. I used the text sent to me to prove they are trying to send her to conversion camps and kicked her out if she wants to live that wicked lifestyle. Sister might be getting charges filed. TBD, abandoning her child. Courts are slow. I sent a tow truck to the house to get Sarah's car. They did not want to give up the keys. I had a spare, and threatened to call the police where it is in my name. It's been 3 months. The friend is gone because she got in trouble with her family. We got some of Sarah's things with the help of my sheriff friend. Other things were missing, so I replaced what I could. Tons of clothing, makeup, some other personal belongings were all gone. Her phone and laptop were claimed to belong to the family, and hard to prove they were her personal things. Josh is in college, staying on campus, working. He paid the bill for my car, was cleaning my garage and work building every other day, and worked whatever he could over the summer. He said he will be NC or LC with his parents once he can figure out how to pay for his own things. He got some good grants and scholarships, but life. I told him there is a place here for him if he needs it. Once he gives me his plan, the money I saved for him is his. Sarah is back in school and just trying to get through everything. For her 17th birthday, we went to a Comic-Con type of thing. I paid for a group of her friends to be able to join us. Then we went to a car show the next day. I got her a new laptop and cell phone, told her they are hers with no BS. She misses her parents, but understands that they don't accept her. I am paying for her to get some counseling sessions in, just to help her work through it in a healthy way, and understand this is not her fault. I told her she can go to as many or as few sessions as she wants. My parents are not taking sides, and it upset my sister to the point of pushing them away. In her mind, if they are not against me, they are against her. I reminded my parents that by not saying what my sister did was wrong, is supporting her. I was told to not put words in their mouth. I called them bigots like my sister, and asked if that's where she got it from. A story for another time. It would be just as long as this one. Since TikTok has ran with the original story, more family has found out and put 2 and 2 together. My sister is extra mad at me, because I am good with computers. Obviously I was the one to put the story all over TikTok/s. She is trying to turn the story that I am turning everyone against her, poisoning Sarah with money, and whatever BS she can try and turn. The majority of my family sides with Sarah. The majority of BIL family sides with BIL. I have asked Sarah what she wants to do for the upcoming holidays. We will probably do a Friendsgiving, and keep it low-key. I have a protection order against my sister and her husband's at this point. Sarah's is a little more tricky, but they are no longer listed for her school contact, and the police will be called if they show up there. It's not much, but anything is better than nothing at this point. Not much else to report.